Especially for those Oceanic teams, it's getting late in the evening now as well. Well past midnight.
Well, I know Fury, before this, they played, I think, 4 games of OC scrims, so they're going to be getting tired. Duckman's, though, he's not. He's confident. He's full of energy, especially after those 2 knocks. 36 Cartel. They've lost 2 early on. Really not ideal as they continue their rotations in. shinV there with a couple shots onto Sharpers. Belmoth and sixShack's both going to be down. This is the perfect opportunity for Easy Esports to push, but the problem is there's just such a gap between these 2 teams. It's dangerous to try and close things up. Don't forget Colony and ArkAngel Predator also extremely close, potentially in positions to go for third parties. to Noi, hoping he's not disconnected there. It seems like he is just waiting, listening out for footsteps. The zone, it shifts up to the north. What did I tell you about Gatka? On those southern plane paths, Gatka.
Tell me about BN United. They are having a fantastic night, and that might be another one that works out nicely for them. Fludd gets player 4, and that's 36 Cartel eliminated. Poochills, in the meanwhile, got Cherry. So, it's not a fun night towards the end there for 36 Cartel. They really just didn't... They couldn't find any spot of safety, could they? Everywhere they went, there was a player waiting for them, shooting in their direction. tNoy spots out 2. The buggy, not quite going to work out, but the Dacia player does drop. shinV from above will trade it down. Easy Esports are in a spot of other, though, because Unicorn Phoenix have arrived. Hungbo Ditch will take down shinV as well. It's messy in the swamp. It's messy all over ArkAngel at this point in time because teams are going to have to make big rotates. They were expecting a more southern shift. They didn't get it, and now it's chaos.
Well, nobody wants to play those Gatka fields. They are just way too open, so everyone is going to try and cluster in into areas they know have decent cover. That's why we see Easy Esports here with only 2 players left up. Sharper obviously going to be closing that gap as Smell is there with the SK in hand. Tried to go for the shots, but wasn't able to find the angle in time. Y8 is there for support, throwing frag grenades over, but it's so dangerous if he wants to actually move down this ridge. He'll completely open himself up to Sharper as Belmoth tries to throw the nade. Not realizing that Smell is currently on the roof. He swings out wide as Y8 has been spotted by Magson. Smell now needs to get aggressive, otherwise Y8 is going to be in trouble. The nade, though, it's close enough to get the knock, in fact. As Smell gets the trade, confirms the kill onto tNoy. Easy Esports, they fall down in 15th, and that's their final game of the night, but they're still at least going to be in the top 5, no matter the result of this next game.
I'm sure they'd much rather be in the top 4, though, if they had a choice in the matter, which they do not anymore. And it also means that they're not going to be able to push for the top spot at the end of this evening. But still, more matches to come tomorrow for Easy Esports. So they've laid the groundwork quite nicely on day number 1. They'll be happy with how things have progressed, and they'll be...
Get that second knock, more importantly, made in Thailand, now start to grow that gap a little bit further. Ykikamucow, though, he sees the vehicle, lands one of the shots onto Tanawat. Beautiful knock out of the vehicle at the last possible second, confirms the flush as well as Fury now. Well, they've taken a lot of damage. They're going to be forced to back off and heal. I'd be surprised if Fury commit to this fight anymore. The same potentially for Made in Thailand, as they're not inside zone. They might just swing up north and realize this is not a squad we want to be fighting.
That Dacia has seen better days.
And Duckman's, well, he is going to be out of the match as the rest of Made in Thailand send it over to the Chopsticks. They should be able to get down low. But Esqualesia at the last second, knocked by Jay as a beautiful spray. One from Venotica comes out as well as Momonjii. Momonjii, sorry, is taken out. sixSack is there for the trade.
Well, a bit lucky that he actually got knocked out of the vehicle as they were diving into the Chopsticks. Otherwise, he was dead to rights in a field like that one. Venotica seems to be suffering such a fate as he has been left to die in the zone by a day trade. They'll try to gatekeep Colony on the way in here, but Venotica really isn't going to be taking too much more of a part in this game. Sharper, you can see on the minimap there, are starting to work their way down south with Max, and it's just keeping an eye on what's happening here. Maybe looking to steal a kill or 2. Might have a buddy or 2 to join him in a second. Circle shift does come through. It's fairly southern. So not what BN United was looking for, nor Cerberus. Attack all around, though. Very pleased with the proceedings there.
Day trade, pretty pleased about the knock onto Alec. Gonna look for a second. they confirm it. Momonjii's down. Only one player left from Colony now as his foot is sticking out the back. All it would have taken is one more shot from Nann, but wasn't quite able to land it. As the nades come through, Killer falls. The flash, Pushoes is there and taken down by Magnusus. Maybe dayTrade getting a little bit too aggressive. Kalbs is still out tanking that blue damage behind the rock, focusing on the first aid, hoping that dayTrade are going to get preoccupied with the Sharper Esports fight, but it looks like Sharper are getting ready to make their way out of here as Phase 4 gets ready to close in. They need to get out of here quickly. Circle now ready to make a move, as surely Killer can't really make any more out of this.
I was going to say, Kalbs really has to get a bit of a wriggle on because he is running out of kits. This is his last one to heal up with, unless there's something else that he can pick up off a box or whatever it may be. Flash might have spotted him out here and has.
Ooh.
Well done from Flash. Headshot comes through. And the Colony is eliminated. So dayTrade do get their revenge, but it won't be a particularly sweet ending for them because they have still lost a couple of players, which, I mean, it really hinders their opportunities in this round.
Absolutely it does, as dayTrade still on the southern side doing what they can to play up at that ridge. Cerberus now realizing they're not in an ideal position. They got to make a send. It looks like the ridge line ahead of them is going to be what they go for, as Esquiluja takes down Vandal9. E365 lose one. Izaki hops out of the vehicle as it spins out. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. Taken out by Jangyu, and it looks like he is not going to be getting revived anytime soon. The rest of Cerberus, though, now taking a fight further down to the south, as Flash going to be able to confirm one for dayTrade here, working their way in, stuck between multiple different squads, as only 2 players now remain. Made in Thailand lose Jacob. Unicorn Phoenix actually going with a really far rotate out into the blue. We might actually see MS Chimbori hold this one out, as it's just mayhem right here. Nade comes through. Jalman yet again with the frags to take down Belmoth before being traded out by Maximus, but he is the final player, I believe, from Sharper Esports. So as long as MS Chimbori can play a little bit slower, wait for the smokes to dissipate, they could potentially catch him in a pinch. They just need to wait for that info now.
Oh, look at where Unicorn Phoenix have arrived as well. They might actually have something to say about this fight. Maximus, big spray. Does drop Rogue, but Skeet is eventually there for the trade. Just too many numbers for Maximus to deal with, though he will catch his man. Xiaoman is finished off, so he gets at least something out of it. And MSC will not be too pleased to hear that. In the meanwhile, nice rotation coming through from BN United. They hear all the fighting. They see the knocks. They see the kills. They think, this side of the circle's looking pretty clean. So maybe we can have a bit of a crack for ourselves. That nade was very good on to Julio. Doesn't quite do enough damage to finish him off, but BN United are here with a vengeance, and I'm interested to see how this one turns out because they have let 3 players move away from the compound. So it's just Zest there to lock it down. Rogue does get a knock onto Simon T as well. This really opens the door for Unicorn Phoenix to start to maybe third party this fight, get involved in it. Julio knocked by the grenade. Unicorn Phoenix in vehicles, I can see on the minimap. They're making a move. They're not going to the fight though. They're pushing to the compound. They want to take out Zest.
I mean, can you blame him? He's going to cause so much of an issue for these teams down the south, as Cerberus do end up falling out in 11th. It was Fury who were able to pick up the kill down there. More teams on the south who are going to be engaging, but let's switch back over to this because Zest is in some serious trouble right now as Unicorn Phoenix have pushed in. They're still inside the compound, but the compound isn't inside zone, so I'm not sure exactly what the thought process here is. Maybe going to try and catch him when the blue zone closes in and then third party from behind, unless they're completely unaware of Zest, which would be surprising, but it is a possibility, and instead they're looking down to try and take shots towards Simon and to Youngby. The nade does come through, no damage really connecting from it, so Unicorn Phoenix just decide to post up. I can't tell whether they're even inside zone or not there. I really don't think they are.
Maybe not quite. Well, BN United might be stuck between a rock and a hard place now. Unicorn Phoenix do have control of the buildings, but I don't think it's in.
No, I think it's just about outside. Zest is there. Oh, that grass. He had a clean shot, but the grass got in the way. He was ready to take it. Looking now, a hung bow ditch, but can't find him just yet. The fire.
Maybe maybe just the corner of that little hut is inside. That's something that we'll have to hold our thoughts on for the moment, because Fury do seem to be fragging out a little bit. They've been popping up in the kill feed here and there. We've got 5 kills through from them. It is without Ronon to work with, but we've seen Fury do more with less, to be honest. So still can't count them out of proceedings this evening. It's been a rough night for Fury, but the chicken dinner to finish it off would be, you know, the icing to a cake that they would probably still be quite happy to eat. Seiryu get themselves another one, and Day Trade still continuing to struggle down to just Flash now. God knew kills disgusting with his own grenade, so that's also not too ideal. Circle Shift comes through. Very nice for attack all around. Not too bad for Fury either. ArkAngel Predator will be a little bit disappointed that it's just not quite clipping into their compound.
Seiryu doing what they can on the southern side as the nades come over the top. They just aren't found. Flash, however, is as he falls to dNial. That's going to be Day Trade out. 10th position now, 9 teams remain, and Fury, well, they're looking to make it 8 if they can land the nades, which unfortunately are just a little bit far for the time being. Insight there, though, with his shots, does open up, confirms the flush as well, leaving Sunshine as the final remaining player. Zest with the SLR, nice spam out to Unicorn Phoenix, the players who just stole that compound off of him. One more bullet left, but it's Simon that confirms the knock in the end. 2 players now remain from Unicorn Phoenix, playing the dips and hoping for the best. Behind cover is BN United, still not inside zone. Need to start making a move, and quickly, because it's very open, and, well, phase 6 is starting to creep in. AljnBOTz with the knock onto Van, and this might just be the end of Unicorn Phoenix for this match.
I certainly suspect so. It is just Chu that is left alive. Insight, oh, he's not going to have a fun time there as his tires get popped out. He's lost the buggy. The rest of Fury jump out of the UAZ at the same time. They will say, live by the sword, die by the sword. We have to fight together, all 3 of us, and they are going to try and use that UAZ for some positioning. Seiryu relying on Sunshine to get any work done. He's not really in a position to have too much success, but he might be able to knock God Knew. Might be able to take him down. Continues to creep forward, hearing shots all around him at the moment. Doesn't see too much. Out in the field, Chu somehow is still alive. Fury have lost Insight out in the open. No chance of a smoke to come down in time. And indeed, Sunshine does catch his man. God Knew behind the tree. Gets knocked down, but a very unceremonious end for him as Ykikamucow hits him with a headshot. And it is the end of Seiryu.
Almost a huge play coming out there, but it just wasn't enough as Eagle365, well, I saw this down on the minimap. Now it's time for them to make something of their own happen. They made a crash into attack all around as Dr. Luigi just trying to spot out the final Unicorn Phoenix player, the Scar in hand. But the grass around this area, well, it is just so thick. And if you're not able to spot them out, well, you can't exactly shoot them. 20 seconds now till phase 6 finishes. Closing the spray does not land. But ArkAngel Predator, they're going to strike onto BN United. Zest and YungB both going to be falling as now ArkAngel Predator, they flex through to get more and more aggressive. The nade connects onto Zest, flushes him out as YungB bleeds as well. It's all down to 1, but not for long as BN United fall now. E365 up against attack all around. It's a scrappy one as Chibiritt and Vandal each find kills, but Gems is there for the trade. Can he confirm? The second runs out of ammo, so unfortunately with the headshot coming through. Fury actually going to try and backfill onto this now, knowing that E365 has lost players. Ykikamucow with 2 Molotovs. If he throws it into the building next to him, well, it might just be enough to find at least one. See, though, as they are lacking that info so severely after making this crash based purely on the gunshots.
Well, they would certainly be aware that Eagle365 are still inside of this compound. They don't know exactly where, which buildings, how many of them are in what buildings, but they know that they're there somewhere. So Fury is going to be careful. And they've got bigger fish to fry, I suppose. Eagle365 is definitely a concern, but ArkAngel Predator, they feel like the big dogs at the moment. They've got 4 alive. They don't exactly have the most ideal positioning, but they've got some cover to play with, and they're a very solid squad that hasn't had too much success tonight. So they'll be very hungry to finish off with a chicken dinner. And if it's not put to bed by game home, ArkAngel Predator will be looking like the team that might be the one to beat.
good thing is as well, none of the teams in the top 4 are still alive, which means that we are going to have a new winner. No BN United 3 wins on the first day kind of drama, but still going to be interesting to see Fury. They've come so close, currently in 5th place overall. If they do manage to get this, it'll bump them all the way up to 3rd, at least, depending on the kills, potentially all the way up to 1st, but we will have to see yet. Now it does become a bit of a waiting game here, and nobody wants to move. It's such an open circle. If you have cover, you play it for everything it's worth. You do not peek out. At least that's usually the rule. ArkAngel Predator, not so much. Mad Dog is there, swinging side to side, trying to get angles onto Game Home, but nothing being found. As how can you blame these squads for playing passively in Phase 7?
You certainly can't. At this point in time, it feels like the first person to put their head up is going to be the one to make a mistake. No one wants to make said mistake, so they're quite happy to just let that zone come in. 10 seconds, that'll obviously inform our decision-making for the foreseeable future. And wherever it does end up moving to is potentially going to decide who wins this round. It moves right on top of Fury and Eagle365, so that's really bad news for ArkAngel Predator and Game Home. Both of them will have to make their way in. And I mean, is it a case now of, well, we just have to crash that compound and try and make it happen? Or can we stay inside of the fields with some smokes, with some vehicles for cover? I'm not sure either feels like a particularly enjoyable choice at this point in time for ArkAngel Predator and Game Home, but they're going to bide their time and wait.
How long can they afford to wait for? As 20 seconds now to Phase 8 closes. I say this every game, but it's important to remember there are no more shifts. Whoever is in the center of this zone is center until the very end. And you got to expect Game Home or ArkAngel Predator to start making a move, because neither of them are inside. It looks like it's going to be AAP that are the first to make the move now, as they hop into the car. CJ gets knocked out of the driver's seat. Jekzy is going to be the one to find that one, as Hanzyy tries to heal up Vandal9 with a second, as Evil Patrick takes a hell of a lot of damage. Vandal9 is split off from the rest of the squad, but it doesn't matter if Hanzyy is there to provide some support. Patrick falls as Mad Dog is the final player left up. 15 HP swinging round the back. Knows there's going to be someone around looking into the bathroom, but he just can't find it. All of Eagle365 are so low right now. Even Fury started getting involved with some Molotovs, providing even more pressure. So E365 haven't been able to push to confirm the final kill that they so desperately needed. And the fact is, with all of these teams scrapping in the compound, it's allowed Game Home to start making a move. They're barely inside, but they still have that vehicle for a little bit of extra cover. Fludd has fallen, will be getting revived, as now the final push comes in from Mad Dog, sweeping through. The flashbang came out. It's given away the info. Trying to look through the window. Game Home are moving in as well now, as Mad Dog gets taken down low. The blue is on him. Vandal9 confirms the kill. Mad Dog falls. ArkAngel Predator out in 4th position. The Molotov is right on top of Game Home, as they are just being torn apart. Ykikamucow, though, goes down. Fludd's there for the trade. Jekzy eliminated. Clories flushes one out. Fludd, the final player from Fury, still remaining nades all around, but nothing being found, Jordan.
Yeah, still starting to heat up. Eagle365 with 2 players left. Game Home have 3. It's a 2-on-3 unless the res comes through, and that is currently what is going to be the case. Jekzy managed to get picked back up by his teammates. 3-on-3. If the heals are, you know, successful for Eagle365, then Game Home are going to have a more difficult time, but they're already on the roof. Game Home, of all teams, the one that I didn't think had much of a chance, chose the timing on the rotation, make their way into the compound, get the knocks, get the positioning. Jekzy and Vandal9 now are in all sorts of trouble, stuck inside of that smoke. Clories above has the perfect angle to play from, and as long as he doesn't throw away his life, this should be a relatively routine pickup for Game Home.
I mean, the flashes are coming out. 3007 is center zone, so pretty much no matter what, Game Home should be able to come out on top, but Vandal9, he's got the shotgun in hand as Clories takes down